And we are back with Kim Zolciak Biermann. So you've got this podcast called House of Kim on Podcast One. How did that come about?
Well, since I was about 23 years old, I went through a divorce. I was pregnant with Ariana, very painful. And I feel like sometimes painful situations kind of make you do things you normally wouldn't do. And I ended up meeting a spiritual counselor who, her name's Angie, and I work with her every week to this day, on positivity, what you think, all of these great things. And so my goal with my podcast was, I spent so much money. I mean, she's not that expensive, but enough money throughout all these years. I'm 42, almost 20 years with her. I spent all this money to better myself, and I wanted to share all that she's taught me. And I felt like the only way to have this incredible platform where it wasn't edited was on a podcast.
Yeah. And it seems like a lot of the, episodes that I've caught, it has been very positive and uplifting. Is that a certain takeaway or theme you want listeners to have with each and every show?
Well, what's really funny, I'm going to share something personal with you. So I have some really good friends that are huge in radio. They called me about 6 weeks ago and said, listen, we want to do kind of a case study on you, right? You and Croy for the House Kim. And I said, okay, well, I do this positive segment. And he said, you know what, Kim? He's one of the top radio DJs in the entire United States. Nobody really wants to hear the positive segment unless it applies to you and Croy. So like your positive segment, you have 1 through 10, right? And it's, you apologize, which I don't do, but you apologize, or you, whatever it is. And so it's been kind of funny because I have a hard time believing that people are so invested in my life and my husband, our marriage, our children, that they would want to hear the positive segment pertaining to Croy and I, but it's been huge for the last 6 weeks because of it. So I'm kind of changing the direction. I want to share positivity with people. I want to help marriages. I mean, you've been married a long time. You spoiler rotten. I love that. You spoil everyone around you. I just think you guys are great people. Not everybody's that way. And so I want everybody to live their best life. And some people just don't know how. And it's free, and it's a free way to listen and get the information. So that ultimately was my goal.
So, I mean, you and every member of your family seem to have huge social media followings. And so many people love you guys and look up to you guys. And then you've got the occasional hater. How do you deal with the occasional hater?
My goal with all of my social media is to have it 100% positive. I'm a realist. I know it's not going to happen. I made a post, David, last week, posted a picture of me and my kids on the beach in Destin. And I said, what we're not going to do is talk about my husband. We're not going to talk about my kids. And I had over 10,000 positive comments. I thought it was going to last forever. We're 7 days in and it didn't. So we deal with a lot of it. And it's a direct reflection of the person writing it. I tell my girls, everybody, it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them.
Oh, it says way more about them than it says about you.
But I can help you. Here's the thing. I can actually help you get to a better place because you are what you think. But my husband's like, Kim, not everybody is willing to learn. And that's where I struggle. How do you not want to learn? How do you not want to be your best version of yourself? You're super successful, right? What was your motto going through life? It's not always been easy for you.
I wake up every day and want to make sure that it's moving forward. A day wasted to me, it just drives me bonkers. Every day I have to accomplish something that furthers something in my life for me or my family in some way, shape, or form. And that furthering it doesn't have to be financial. It can be emotional. It can be spiritual. It could be focused on love. It could be focused on anything, but there needs to be any day in which you don't take a step forward in my world is a wasted day.
You're a very happy person too, I think, and you don't dwell. Have you won every case that you've ever dealt with?
No, there's no way you can win every case. In fact, a lawyer who wins every case is being too choosy with the cases he takes. Any good lawyer can win good cases. It takes a great lawyer to win tough cases. But
if you lost the case, what was your thought?
You figure out what you did wrong, and you try not to make that same mistake the next time.
The learning process, right? You learn. You want to grow every day.
It's that simple. Yeah. You afterwards, you poll the jurors. You find out what it was that turned them off, or what it was that made them decide what they decided, and then you go, okay, and then you don't make that mistake the next time.
100% right.
That's exactly it. So I know you've got that new swimsuit line, Salty K Swimwear, out.
I launched Salty K June 1st. I've been working on it for over a year and a half. And it's my passion and I love it. And to see my daughters in it at the beach and loving it was the best thing I've ever experienced. Like, I want my kids to be proud of me. I want my kids to love what I make and do. And it was something that I honestly sat back, David, at one point, day 2, and was like, this is unbelievable. Kai was in it, Brielle, and Ariana. Like, I have men's coming out, David. Stay tuned.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've seen some of the swimsuits on y'all's Instagram accounts, and I mean, they're really sexy, but yet tastefully done. In other words, they're hot, but not trampy.
Italian fabric. David.
Is that what it is?
Yes, it is. 100%.
But I'm talking about the designs though, and the cuts. They're attractive, but yet they're not trampy. You know what I mean? They're sexy, but not trampy. And that's a tightrope you're walking, and you walked it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely want to empower women. That's my goal. I've obviously had 6 children, and I want to empower women to make them feel good about themselves, to be able to be confident. I mean, not everybody's 23 and 18 like Brielle and Ariana, right? They look really good in those suits. But my bathing suits, I made them so where you could actually make them a thong, or you can expand them and make them more of a Brazilian cut. And that was my goal too, because sometimes when I'm with my husband, I want that thong. But when I'm with all 6 of my kids, it's more appropriate to have that Brazilian cheeky cut.
How can people find out more about Salty K Swimwear? Is there a website, or do they just go to your social media?
SaltyKSwim.com. We're completely sold out. I launched June 1st, sold out. And then June 17th, I launched early. And I sold out in less than an hour, and I was crying. I posted the video on Instagram. I was so overwhelmed. No matter how amazing things go, there's so many other avenues that people could shop with and buy with and whatever. And it was so overwhelming, and I'm completely sold out. But I am launching a whole new collection in the next 3 weeks.
Let's talk about Cashmere Collection and KAB, because you've also got your own cosmetic lines, and they're getting really popular, eh?
So I have Cashmere Collections. Skincare is my passion. It's named after Cash, my one son. Super successful. We have over 300 employees. I started that in 2016. Great business partner. He does the day-to-day. I do all the creation. I wanted Brielle and Ariana to stay close to home. I want all my kids to live on the same street as me. That's my goal. And so how can I do that? I was like, hey, you guys want to start?
That's the Italian in you.
Yeah, 100%. Right.
My Italian family's the same way. They never want anybody to leave.
I don't. Like, I can't even imagine. So, hey, you guys want to start a cosmetic line? And Brielle's like, yeah, let's call it KAB, meaning Kim, Ariana, Brielle, which I was shocked she put the A before the B, but it only makes sense. So we actually did a pre-order in February of 2019, and we were sold out in 12 minutes of all of our product. And we were like, we were not prepared for that. Super successful. And we are heading to HSN on September 16th.
That's awesome. That's great news.
Super exciting.
So people will be able to find it there.
Yes.
And are they still able to get it? I mean, will they still be able to get it directly through you guys, or is it all going to be through
KABcosmetics.com? But on September 16th, morning and night, we'll be on HSN Live doing a tutorial. I'll be doing a tutorial on Brielle and showing you guys all the tips and tricks on our lip kits.
Well, that's just great. So what else is coming up for you guys? Where will everybody be seeing you guys next?
Don't Be Tardy season 8, like I said, delayed. It'll be airing in October, very late. It was supposed to air in July, but due to everything, so October.
Well, Brielle told me some RV stories, so we're kind of excited to see that. That's going to be.
Can you picture us all? Well, in an RV, just the engine literally the bed in Tulsa. Just wait for it. I can't even make this up. Like, I can't even make it up. There's no words for this. I don't know how I survived. And in my Snapchat, you get this like yearly. Last year you were doing this. Yeah. I'm haunted by these videos. So it was such a blessing to spend that time with my family. I ended up in Vegas. I love to gamble. Love it, love it, love it. So that was fun. But Bravo knew that if they didn't take me to Vegas, I wasn't doing the trip at all. So I ended up in Vegas, super happy. And then, of course, LA. But it's a lot. It's a lot for anybody. 9 people. I mean, our air conditioning at one point didn't work, and it was 112 degrees inside the RV.
Crazy. Well, we have actually used up all of our time. We definitely miss and love you guys, and can't wait to catch up in person once all this virus craziness is over. I really want to thank you for joining us this evening, and please give all your family our love. Ladies and gentlemen, Kim Zolciak Biermann.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being on.
See you guys soon. Thanks, David. Ciao.